Hi, my name is Okia Smith, and today I will be presenting my case development 2. First, we would like to start off with the Greenpeace pressure Russia to stop drill Arctic oil. In the questions for reflections, the first question was, do countries or large corporations have an obligation to be environmentally friendly? Corporations, yes. Large corporations, no, not necessarily. Although it helps aid and preserve natural resources, corporations do not and aren't working to protect the environment in most cases. Research shows that most corporations oppose laws designed to protect the environment because it hurts their business. Corporations have caused environmental destruction globally for many years, and the problem is still increasing. For my second question, if this was just a PR stunt, was it effective? Why or why not? Yes, because it obtained the attention from various parts of across the nation and got its intended message across. My third question was, explain the ethical implications of Greenpeace actions. Greenpeace took actions to protect climate control, forests, oceans, agriculture, toxic pollution, and nuclear, targeting specific Gazprom's lack of safety plan to prevent spills. For my fourth question, it asks to explain the ethical implications of Russia's actions. They were not pirates. Along with this, the president of Russia noticed that building a bridge economically with countries that argued against the imprisonment. I decided to go ahead and do a ropes model on this. And for my research, our Arctic oil companies, the ecosystem, Greenpeace, dilemma being resolved, Russia officials, evenness with the environment. For my objectives, we want to drill protests against Arctic oil spills. Society, nationwide, benefits from Greenpeace organizations due to the fact that it's nonprofit, everything counts and everything matters. Halt climate change, fighting global warming, expose, investigate, address environmental abuse from the government. Programming, we would want to do a Greenpeace protest, which is set up to help and aid the ecosystem. After doing the evaluations, Greenpeace protesting and remaining for what they trust, this has brought some beneficial outcome on society. The Russian president perceived the need to assemble monetary scaffolds with a portion of similar nations that captured Greenpeace for their dissent. For my stewardship, we want to the president of Russia, which is President Putin, Arctic explorer Viktor Boyarsky, and a nonprofit organization, which is the Greenpeace, and the economy. Second, we want to look at the Apple CEO Challenge climate change opponents. Now, my questions for reflections for this one started off with, how do companies build trust differently with investors than they do with consumers? Organizations manufacture trust with financial specialists by setting speculators in place to make a benefit and give evidence. For purchasers, organizations offer extraordinary items and give extra administrations to hold shoppers returning. The second question was, how do you think Tim Cook's publicized rant played with consumers? Tim Cook's announced rage ran well with the purchasers. It demonstrated that he was ready to go for more than profiting. He is truly worried about the earth, and he just isn't about making money. My third question was, why was NCPPR proposal so soundly defeated? Well, the proposition was crushed in the light of the fact that Tom Cook and Apple concentrated on the earth and its issues, for instance, individuals with handicap disorders. My fourth question was, is there ever a good time for corporate officials to be angry publicly? If so, why? No, not at all. Corporate officials should always carry themselves with a brick face. And what I mean by this is not What I mean is not wearing your emotions on your sleeves or on your face. People who are the spokesperson and who are out for that corporation should always carry themselves with such gravitas. If shown, this shows a weakness, not within that person not only within that person specifically, but for the corporation that person works with. So this should not be shown publicly of any emotion. My fifth question was the better video audience meant to be investors or consumers, and why? The better video was made for specialists in the light of the fact that the video disclosed what Apple brought to the table to the world, and furthermore how it can better the world, making a need for Apple items to be investigated. I also decided to do a ropes model for this one as well. When doing the ropes model in my research, the organization is Apple. The audience is the Apple speculator, which are the investigators. The issue speculators don't agree with the lack of profit from green energy usage, and Tim Cook conveys an effect to Apple by supplanting the CEO. Tim Cook rather helps society than return in investments. My objectives were to eventually build financial specialists due to the efficient power vitality. Apple's objective is to improve the world than the organization disclosure in it. Apple needs to develop, enhance, and rethink the world. In my programming phase, we want to meet with the shareholders, email news releases, PSAs, and use social media to the complete extent. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, everything social media. And in the evaluation phase, NCPPR suggested that Apple ought to report an entire of maintainable projects and gather statistics on exactly how society should be improved. Thank you, and this completes my presentation for today.